Hello grade 10 students. Welcome to another virtual class. I am Miss Madhu Vadke. Today we will start with a new chapter which is Introduction to Trigonometry. This is a branch of mathematics that you have not studied yet. However, the base of trigonometry is based on the concepts that you already know. So the new concepts will be developed by linking to the concepts that you already know. So if you pay attention and regularly follow video lessons and do the work as assigned, you will be able to understand this chapter easily. Today we are going to define trigonometric ratios of acute angle of a right triangle, which is the basic concept of this chapter. And the following concepts are then developed on it. To start with, let's consider some real life situations where we can imagine a right triangle to be formed. Let's say a person is looking at Qutub Minar. Now we know that this structure is standing vertical on the ground, so this angle is going to be 90 degrees. So if this person is looking at the top of the tower, then by drawing a line along his line of sight, the structure of Qutub Minar, and drawing a line from the person to the foot of Qutub Minar, we can get a right angled triangle. Now without actually measuring, can this person find out the height of the structure? It is possible with the help of trigonometry. Similarly, we can imagine that a person is standing here on the top of a tower and looking at this car. Then we can imagine a right angled triangle to be formed having three sides. One is the line of sight of the person, second is the height of the tower, and the third is the distance between the foot of the tower and the car. So these three sides make a right angled triangle. Now without actually measuring, can this person find the height of this tower? In these two situations and many other examples like these, we can find the distances or heights by using some mathematical technique that comes under the branch of mathematics called as trigonometry. This word is derived from Greek words tri meaning three, gon means sides, and metron means measure. So basically trigonometry is related to the measure of three sides of a triangle with respect to its angles. So we can say that trigonometry is the study of relationships between the sides and angles of a triangle. And what are the applications? We just saw two examples where we can use it to find the height of the tower. We can use it to find some large distances. Like early astronomers used this technique to find out the distances of stars and planets from the earth. So we can say that it is used to measure the heights and distances, and most of the advanced technology that is used in engineering and physical sciences like physics and chemistry are based on trigonometrical concept. The main derivations of proving certain laws in physics and chemistry are based on trigonometric concepts. So this chapter is divided into 4 parts or sections concept wise. The first concept that we will study in today's video class is to form trigonometric ratios with respect to an acute angle of a right triangle. In the second section of this chapter, we will study trigonometric ratios for some specific angles only, like 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees. The third part of the chapter is about the ratio of complementary angles. But this year, this part is deleted from the portion. And so exercise 8.3 is also deleted. And last section is based on trigonometric identities. Like there are algebraic identities in algebra, there are trigonometric identities in this branch of mathematics. So let's start with the first section of this chapter, that is trigonometric ratios. The trigonometric ratios in this chapter are going to be defined only for the acute angle of a right triangle. However, trigonometric ratios can also be defined for other angles. But in this chapter, we will only focus on ratios for acute angle in a right triangle. So consider this right triangle ABC, which is right angled at B. In this triangle, there are two acute angles and a right angle. So let's consider one of the acute angles. Let's say angle C. So let's first understand the position of sides of this triangle with respect to this acute angle C. Side AB is facing this angle. So this side is called as opposite side. The side which is opposite to the right angle is called as hypotenuse. Now the third side, which is also an arm of this angle which we are considering, that is called as adjacent angle. Now understand, if I consider angle A in this triangle, then the opposite side will be BC, adjacent side will be AB, and hypotenuse will not change. So keeping this in mind, let's continue to find the trigonometric ratios for angle C. A triangle has three sides. So with three sides, we can form 6 different ratios. I'm going to use O for opposite, A for adjacent, and H for hypotenuse. So opposite side upon hypotenuse is AB upon AC. The second ratio can be adjacent upon hypotenuse, which is BC upon AC. The third ratio can be formed as opposite upon adjacent, which is AB upon BC. Fourth ratio will be hypotenuse upon opposite, which is AC upon AB. Fifth ratio, hypotenuse upon adjacent, which is AC upon BC. And sixth ratio, adjacent upon opposite, which is BC upon AB. Notice that the fourth, fifth, and sixth ratio are reciprocal of first, second, and third ratio respectively. So we have formed 6 different ratios using 3 sides. Now each of these ratios are given a name. The first ratio, which is opposite upon hypotenuse, is called as sine of angle C, which is written as sine C, which is its short form or abbreviation. The second ratio, adjacent upon hypotenuse, is called as cosine of angle C, and it is abbreviated as cos C. The third ratio, opposite upon adjacent, is named as tangent of angle C and abbreviated as tan C. The third ratio, hypotenuse upon opposite side, is called as cosecant of angle C, which is written as cosec C. Fifth ratio, hypotenuse upon adjacent, is named as secant of angle C, and it is abbreviated as sec C. The sixth ratio, adjacent upon opposite, is called as cotangent of angle C and abbreviated as cot C. So we can see that these ratios are actually the relationship between the sides of the triangle and the angle. Now we can also form relationship between these ratios. So if we consider angle A, then the opposite side will be BC, adjacent side will be AB, and hypotenuse will be AC. So let's write the ratios with respect to angle A. Sin A is opposite upon hypotenuse, which is equal to BC upon AC, and cosec A is hypotenuse upon opposite, which is AC upon BC. So with this we can say sin A is equal to 1 over cosec A, or we can write cosec A equal to 1 over sin A. Similarly, cos A is adjacent upon hypotenuse, which is equal to AB upon AC, and sec A is hypotenuse upon adjacent, which is equal to AC upon AB. So this gives us cos A is equal to 1 over sec A, and sec A will be reciprocal of cos A. Similarly, we can write tan A, which is opposite upon adjacent, that is BC upon AB, and cot A is adjacent upon opposite, that will be AB upon BC. So tan A is reciprocal of cot A, or cot A is reciprocal of tan A. Also, let's find the ratio of sin A upon cos A. Sin A is BC upon AC, and cos A is AB upon AC. So when we simplify this, AC and AC will get cancelled, and we will get BC upon AB. But what is BC upon AB? It is tan A. So we can conclude that tan A is equal to sin A upon cos A, and similarly we can write cot A is equal to cos A upon sin A. So these are the results that should be on your fingertips to be able to solve questions and the other sections of this chapter. Let's consider this right triangle A, B, C. Now what will happen if we increase the sides of this triangle? let's say side AC is increased to point D and AB is extended to point E such that DE is perpendicular to AE. So we have two right triangles. Can we say that triangle ABC will be similar to triangle AED? We have not changed this angle A. So angle A is common to both these triangles, and hence one pair of corresponding angles are equal. The second pair of corresponding angles that are equal are 90-degree angles. So we can say that these two triangles are similar by angle-angle criteria. Since these two triangles are similar, we can say that their sides are proportional. So we can write down AB upon AE is equal to AC upon AD, which will be equal to BC upon ED. Now let's consider only these two ratios. Since these two ratios are equal, I can interchange these two terms and write the same ratio as AB upon AC equal to AE upon AD. So if we consider angle A, then AB is the adjacent side and AC is the hypotenuse. So AB upon AC is cos A. Similarly, if we look at AE upon AD, AE is also the adjacent side of angle A in this triangle, big triangle, and AD is the hypotenuse. It is still going to be cos A. So this shows that even if we change the length of this right triangle, keeping the angle same, the ratios will remain unchanged. So we can infer that trigonometric ratios of an acute angle in a right triangle express the relationship between the angle and the length of its sides, and these ratios will not change even if we change the length of the sides of the triangle, as long as the angle related to these ratios remain constant. While writing these ratios, we will have to be careful how to write them. So let's look at the notation. Sine A means sine of angle A. It does not mean that sine is multiplied to A. So you cannot separate sine and angle A. It does not mean that they are multiplied. When we talk about a certain ratio like sine A or cos A, it means it is the ratio of the side. It is just a name given to that ratio. Now sine square A is same as sine A whole square. This means that sine square A is the square of the ratio that is represented by sine A. Also we learned that cosec A is equal to 1 over sine A. So we can write the same thing as sine A to the power minus 1. But this does not mean that this is equal to sine to the power minus 1A. This is an inverse trigonometric ratio, which means something different. So these two will not be equal. We have used alphabets to denote the angles, but we can use Greek letters like theta, alpha or beta to denote acute angles in right triangle. With this, we come to the end of this video lesson. Your assignment for today is to learn the trigonometric ratios and by heart them thoroughly, so that we can then use them to solve exercise questions in the next video lesson. See you in the next class. Until then, goodbye.